Hi, and welcome to the second in our video series on leveraging the Azure Marketplace and AppSource to grow your revenue. So you've invested a lot of time and resources in creating your Azure or your AppSource offering. And now it's time to optimize your listing and accelerate the sales journey to really maximize the ROI from your investment. It's the best way to leverage Microsoft's investment in marketing to reach a global audience of 1 billion Microsoft customers, 15,000 Microsoft sellers, and 90,000 Microsoft partners in our ecosystem. This is video number 2 of 4 in our series, so I highly recommend you watch all of them. So in this video, we'll cover how to emotionally engage your visitors through the right messaging, like talking about why before what, different kinds of images, and video. Now, in the first video, we talked about the core concept that our brains, even in a B2B buying decision, still makes decisions based on our primal brain and emotions like fear. The other neuroscience concept that is important to understand is what's called the primacy effect. This means that people are more likely to have a bias towards information that is presented at the beginning of an event. This is why they say first impressions count. Because in that first interaction, their brain makes a quick decision. And after that, they're simply looking for information to confirm that they made a good gut instinct decision in the beginning. This is an important concept to remember when thinking about your marketplace listing. We want to leverage the primacy effect to create a bias towards your solution up front. So with this neuroscience understanding, let's apply it to our marketplace listings. With a marketplace, it's a natural place for prospective buyers to easily search and browse lots of vendors in one place. So you want to make sure your listing stands out in the crowd. And the best way to do that is to capture their emotions and to do it quickly. The first thing to look at is your copy or your messages in your listings. In the previous video, we emphasized the importance of optimizing your title or your headline for the machines so that the search algorithms can find you. But for human readers, it's important to create emotionally engaging headlines and messages. The shortcut in thinking about this is why before what? Or sometimes I say WIIFM, what's in it for me? Where me is your prospective buyer. They're always scanning and trying to figure out what's in it for them quickly. So before diving into the explanation of your features, make sure you focus on why they should care. So a framework to think about this is to take a step back and first understand your buyer's emotions that trigger a purchase for a solution like yours. First, consider their negative emotions, meaning, what do they fear? What do they worry about in their job? What are the external factors that they can't control that they fear could impact their job or their company? So here are some examples of fears that, maybe an IT persona may have. In addition to thinking about fears, though, you can also think about the positive emotions that you want to trigger in their brain, the desires that they have. So what goals do they want to achieve in their job? What would make them really happy? Or maybe, get them promoted if they could achieve it for their company. These are the drivers that trigger your buyer to buy. You won't necessarily explicitly write these in your listing, but you need to understand this in order to get to the next step. And then think about how your solution helps them alleviate those fears, mitigate those risks, or achieve their desired goals. These are your benefits. Then lastly, you talk about the features or capabilities of your solution, what they actually get when they buy that can solve those fears. So here's an example of a listing that is optimized for machines or search algorithms, but also engages based on emotions of desire and fear. You can see they're highlighting why buyers buy, in addition to what or the features that they actually get. Each bullet in their message continues to engage the emotional or primal brain by focusing on the why very heavily, such as improve conversion and maximize engagement and growth. Next, you want to engage the primal brain with effective visuals. Maximize the allowable number of uploads to take advantage of this. Images are a shortcut for our lazy brains to quickly comprehend a message. When your visitors are browsing multiple listings, make it easy for them to understand what's in it for them and what are they looking at here. We see too many listings that have no images, where it's a missed opportunity to tell a great story. So firstly, make sure the first image that is displayed is the most visually compelling. If it's a screenshot, then make it a dashboard or something that's sexy or provides some eye candy. If it's not really visual, but there are compelling and differentiating features that you offer, then make sure you highlight and caption that screenshot so readers can easily tell what they're looking at and why they should care. Again, make sure you're telling the why, not just the what, even in the screenshots. A boring or complicated screenshot of a product that they're not familiar with requires too much cognitive effort to decode. And don't just limit your images to screenshots. Use other imagery to support your story. Maybe there's a mobile interface or an easy to understand marketecture diagram. Just make sure the words in your images are short and easily readable. The images should support your why and your differentiation message and help engage the visitor towards creating a bias towards you up front. Next, engage with video. Now more than ever, people want to consume video. Just look at how much YouTube and TikTok videos are watched. Not only does it help you as a vendor create a bias towards you, it will help you actually accelerate the sales cycle. So max out on the allowable number of images and videos in your listing. If you already have video on your website or your YouTube channel, start with those. And if you don't, get started. It's not as hard as you might think. Your videos can be short demo videos. And again, in those, always remember to focus on the why they should care and elicit those emotional drivers, not just what they're getting. They can also be customer testimonial videos that provide proof and validation of your claims. Or maybe you have some insight videos, industry thought leadership that teach your prospects something new. Here's a great example of a listing that has various types of imagery and videos, not just screenshots. You can see how it's much more emotionally engaging and can accelerate your sales cycle. You can learn more in the Marketplace Marketing Best Practices Guide, or take our Marketplace Listing Assessment to see how you're doing. And check out the next video on convincing and converting your Marketplace leads.